Oh, yeah. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, you know that. Good morning, children. Are you awake? How was your train journey? Was it good? Quite long, yeah. So, you're very welcome. My name is Navi. This is Jay, my wife, and we also have Jay at the back there. We're kids Excellent. So, wanted to welcome you all to the Hindu temple. We call it Mandir as well. So, and Man in Indian language means mind, Dir means steady, strong. So Mandir is a place where we come for a bit of peace and quiet and make our mind strong. Now, when you came in, what was the first thing you did? Yes. Yeah. Yes. Why did you take your shoes off? Why did you think you should? Yes. Yes, keep everything clean because outside we could be walking on all sorts of things. And when we come inside the temple, we want to keep the temple clean, so we keep our clothes outside. Not just in the temple, even at home. We don't take our shoes into the living room or the kitchen. Because we want to keep everything very clean. So, and then, what was the next thing you did when you came into the temple? Yes. Yeah.
Some of us got to ring that bell.
Yes. Did anybody miss out? No, everybody rang the bell. The ringing of the bell is a tradition that we walk into the temple. And that is for a number of reasons. The bell, the sound is very lucky, it's an auspicious sound. And it drives away anything negative in the air. So when we ring the bell, it's very positive. And also we are informing the Lord that we have come to pay our respects. And then when the devotees come, they would pay their respects to the different forms that are here on the altar. Now, what do you remember what I said to you about how many gods Hindus believe in? How many gods? Yes.
5.
How many gods?
All of them? 1.
One God. One God, right? That one God has lots of different names. You will know him as Christ or Allah. Hindus know that same God by a different name. We know him as Krishna, Rama, Vishnu, so many different names. And that one God can expand himself. He can become many. That's why we see so many different forms of that one God on the altar. Do you recognize anybody on the altar? Yes. Where's Krishna? Yeah, very good. And how do you recognize him? What distinguishes him? What makes him different? Yes.
He does not have a flute.
He's got a flute. That's right. He came to our world because the Lord, they live in the spiritual world with everybody else. We live in this world, the material world. And sometimes the Lord comes to our world to remind us of himself because he's missing us. He wants us back with him. So he came 5,000 years ago as Krishna. And he was really fun-loving personality. He really wanted everybody to enjoy. Okay, who else do you recognize? Yes. Oh yes, what was his name? Do you remember his name? Anybody remember his name? Yes. Hanuman, that's right. And what's he famous for? What do we talk about? When do we talk about the monkey? Not quite a monkey, he's actually a very special personality. Yes.
Very special monkey because he can fly.
Yeah, he can do loads of things. He's an extraordinary personality. Yes.
Strength?
Sorry?
Strength?
Strength.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's got huge strength. Huge strength. Very good. So near the monkey, but Hanuman, let's not call him a monkey actually. It's not very polite to call him a monkey. He's more than a divine person. So who's there near him? Do you recognize that person? Yes,
Lord Rama.
Ram. And we talk about Lord Ram when? When do we do that? In the autumn term, what happens? What do we celebrate? What do Hindus celebrate in the autumn term? Yes, Diwali. And does anybody remember the Diwali story? Okay. Yes, you remember the story?
It's about them going into a forest and then coming back.
Excellent.
And all the people happy.
How do you remember that? Have you studied it in the school, in the class?
I think it was in assembly.
Okay. Good. That's correct. And the main character is, you already said it actually. Who's that? Rama. That's correct. Who's next to Rama? Yes,
Sita.
Sita. And who's on this side? Yes, Lakshman, younger brother. Very good. Well done. Now, next to Krishna is Radha. Okay. Next to Ram is Sita. One God, different expansions. Some scriptures, the most important scriptures in the Hindu tradition, regard Krishna as the original Supreme Personality of God, from whom everybody else expands. So who else do you recognize on the altar? Yes.
Well, when you said there's only one God, do Hindus also believe in Brahma?
Aye, very good question. Now we've got to be a little careful because there's so many different versions of Brahman. Which Brahman are you talking about? Are you talking about the formless aspect of God? Okay, excellent. Very good. So yes, I'm going to contradict everything you've done. So when the sun is out, like today, you're really lucky. You brought the sun with you to create it. Normally here it always rains. So thank you for coming here. You've got to come in more often. When the sun is out, what do you see? What comes from the sun? Yes. Yeah. Sunshine, right? Sunshine. So in the same way, God is very bright. It's an effulgence that comes from him. That effulgence is called Brahman. Without the sunshine, without the sun, there would be no sunshine. Is that correct? If there was no sun, no sun. Similarly, without the Supreme Lord, there would be no effulgence from him. So the Brahman, some Hindus believe that the Brahman is the ultimate of everything. But actually, our main holy book, the Bhagavad Gita, explains that the Brahman is dependent on the Supreme Lord. If he wasn't there, there would be no effulgence. Good question. Very good question, by the way. So, yes.
Did you say at the assembly the people that went into the forest, did they go there for 14 years?
14 years, that's correct. That's correct. Yes.
And was that a strong smell?
Right. Okay, I'll come to that in a minute. I'll come to that. Very good. Anybody else do you recognize on the altar? This is carry on. Yes.
The elephant?
Oh, yes, yes. What's his name? Yes.
The name?
Ganesh. There he is. Now, one God, many forms. It doesn't mean everybody on the altar is God. Hanuman is not God. He's a great servant of God. He's a devotee of God. Similarly, Ganesh is not the Supreme Lord, but he is a devotee of the Supreme. And he's been given immense power, similar to Hanuman. Hanuman has been given immense power to help run the universe. So Ganesh is one of the administrators in this universe. Very important personality. And Hindus respect and worship him because he removes any obstacles on our paths. It's very, very compassionate, very gentle personality. Anybody else do you recognize on the altar? Who's this side? Anybody recognize them? Yeah. Shiva, that's right. And next to Shiva, anybody know? Yeah, Parvati, very good, his eternal wife. So, now Shiva is a really unusual character. When God wants to touch this world, now remember I was telling you, he lives in the spiritual world. But when he wants to connect with this world, he turns into Shiva. So there's not much difference between Shiva and the Supreme, but there is a difference as well. Because when he touches this world, he becomes Shiva. And then on the far end here, we have two very unique personalities. Anybody have an idea who they are? You may not have come across that. Okay. This is Chaitanya. Can you say that? And this is Nityananda. So they are also the Supreme, but they came disguised 500 years ago as devotees of God to show us how, in this age, this very difficult age, we can also constantly remember God. They came to show us how to do that. And he is actually none different from Krishna, and he is none different from Balaram. Do you know who Balaram is? Anybody know who Balaram is? Yeah?
He's Krishna's brother.
Yes. Very good. Yeah. Excellent. So that's pretty much everybody on the altar. Any questions on the altar, about the altar? Yes.
Who is your favorite person on this?
Right. Because they're all a little different, right? Ram is very strict.
Yeah, because my favorite is the elephant.
He's your favorite. Why?
Because I think he's the god of nature.
It's got a what?
Wisdom.
Wisdom. Yeah. Wisdom, auspiciousness. But nature is part of it. Yes. He's not excluded from that.
But who's your favorite animal?
My favorite has to be the one and only. Because he's so naughty. Ram was very strict. If anybody was naughty, messing about around him, they'd have a hard time. But with Krishna, if you're not naughty, you have a hard time. He was very, very playful. Very sweet. You know, God is great, right? We know God is great. Right? He's the creator of everything. He owns everything. He gives us everything. But just because somebody is great or rich, it doesn't mean we can fall in love with them. But when they're sweet, when they're very, very loving, then you can fall in love with them as well. So he's like that, very loving person. Yes.
Have you put up any candles?
Sorry?
Have you put up any candles?
We do that Diwali, but also this is actually candle. We light this when the devotees come in the evening, perhaps. We put some clarified butter, ghee, or oil, and they put a wick here, and then they light it, and it stays light for long periods of time. But Diwali is the main occasion when we light lots and lots of lamps. Yes.
Who is that portrait?
Ah, yes. This is actually, have you heard of the Ganges, River Ganges? It's a very holy river in India. So she is the personification of that river. Her name is Mother Ganga. So she's the Mother Ganga. Some people think she's Saraswati or Lakshmi. I thought she was Saraswati. Actually, she's Ganga. Yes.
Red hair, red hands.
Red hand, that's a good question. What do I have red hands? I get that question every time and never answer it. I babble on.
No, it's just a decoration. Like you do henna as well. Decoration. It's just like that.
Our artist was lazy. She didn't do a decoration. She just put a red We tell her that, yeah.
No, and you know, it's auspicious as well. to have
Yeah.
that effect.
That's what I say, it's auspicious because
And,
they're
yeah,
giving
it's
blessings.
decoration as well.
And we all got red hand. Okay, yes. That's for you. That's for you guys at the end, or maybe not at the end, in the middle somewhere. Yes, you have a question. The oranges, you're interested in the oranges, good, good. You like fruits, huh? That's good. Okay, yes,
Since you come to smell it.
okay, let's do that. So when the devotees come, they would pay their respects to the deities, we call them deities. And usually when devotees come to the temple, there will be a ceremony that takes place. We do a ceremony in the morning, in the evening, and that's called arti. And this is a arti tray or a puja tray. Have you seen a puja tray before? This is like a puja tray. And we offer different things in this puja tray. We have different things, we offer different things. So this is a, what is that? Yeah. Oh yeah, before we do a ceremony, we blow a conch. This is a conch with a mouth,
It's a big shell.
the big shell. This is a little one here. Oh, no, that's right. And we blow that before doing the ceremony. Very good. There's a little shell here that doesn't have a mouth. So we use this as well in the ceremony. So first thing we offer is incense. So that's the fragrance that you can smell, is the incense. And we have different flavors. I think this one is sandalwood, but we can have rose, we can have jasmine, so many different flavors. And they smell so nice. Different fragrances. So the priest, or the person who's doing the offering, would offer that incense to the Lord like this. Yeah. Like that. And why do we do this? This is in order to show our gratitude to God. We're thanking Him. By offering this incense, we're thanking Him for the air He gives us. Can we live without air? Very important. So we're thanking you, my dear Lord. Thank you so much for giving us wonderful air and allowing us to breathe and live. And that is offered to, and why it's offering? The bell is around. We ring the bell so that people know that the ceremony is taking place. And also we want the attention of God. So we ring the bell. Next thing we offer is a lamp. This lamp is so important. It's the main thing that is offered. And there's so many reasons. Fire is so important because with fire, we can cook our food and then eat it. And then that fire, we also have a fire in our body. You know where the fire in our body is? No? Well, there is that fire, but that fire doesn't help in this regard. No? Cold kind of fire, but not quite. In the stomach, we have a fire of digestion. When we eat, that food gets digested. Eventually it gets in the stomach digested, and then it turns into energy. The other reason we offer this lamp is we are thanking the Lord for the sun. Because without sunshine, there would be life would be quite hard. Also, we are saying to God, you are full of knowledge, you're full of light. And we are ignorant, we've forgotten God. So please allow us to remember you again. And once the priest has finished doing the offering, this lamp would go around the congregation and everybody would take it like this. This is we asking the Lord, please give me knowledge, give me intelligence. And then, oh, hang on there. What about the water?
Oh, do you want me to do that?
No, we will use temple. We offer water in this. This is considered very pure shell. And this one we blow from because it's a mouth. Can you see the mouth? So you blow it, can't blow. So we offer water, then we offer a handkerchief, we offer a flower, and then we would offer a fan like this, a beautiful yaktail fan. It's to cool the Lord down. And in the summer, we would offer a peacock fan, very nice, beautiful peacock fan. Again, to cool the Lord down. So this ceremony is done every day. We do this at home as well, every single day, to show our gratitude to God. And my dear Lord, you provide so much for us. We want to
This is the
be
peacock.
This is the peacock. Yeah, really nice. But we don't offer it in the winter, it's too cold. So that's ceremony. Why is that ceremony taking place? The devotees will be singing and dancing. Yes, did you have a question? This conch is blown to show that the ceremony has finished. Yes. Flower is to thank God for
Beautiful things that he's.
beautiful things He creates in this world. We thank God for the best of the flowers. It's to also to thank God for giving us this earth. Flower comes from the earth. Thank Him for giving us the earth. If the earth wasn't there, we wouldn't be roaming around. It'd be hard to live here. Yes.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Why is that one the pic? Why is the other one the picture?
You mean this here?
Yeah.
What do you mean, like an image? They're all like that, aren't they? This is like a murti. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, it's independent because those are like pictures, they're 3D pictures. I'm not sure because the devotee brought them here. But this is what we're going to have. We're going to have a few more of these wonderful deities, but they'll be like this. They'll be like a picture, but it'll be like a 3D picture. Yes.
Why is he holding a flute?
Ah, why is he holding a flute? Because he loves to play flute. He loves to enchant everybody by his flute playing. When he plays a flute, you just lose focus completely because you're so mesmerized by his flute playing. Makes you very happy. It actually makes the devotees even more happy when he plays the flute. Yes.
Why is there a peacock and a cow?
Ah, good. Well spotted. When Krishna came to this world, he looked after cows. That was one of his big jobs. You know how many cows he had to look after? How many? 900,000. And he knew the names of every single cow. He loves cows. This is God. He loves cows. He can't live without cows. This is God. He worships cows. Can you imagine? God worships the cow. How important she is. So in Hinduism, the cow is regarded as very important. And that's why she's here. And the reason she's so important is because when our natural mother stops giving us milk after we're born, The Hindu scriptures explain that it is very good to drink cow's milk, to give us nourishment and improve our intelligence as well. So her milk is very important, and everything about the cow is very special. And why is it a peacock? Because peacock is very, very beautiful. You saw the feathers. So,
Yeah.
and there's a school just nearby here, it's called the Wycliffe School. They have about 20 of these peacocks roaming around in their grounds. It's so amazing to look at. So, yes.
Why is there a tiger in the animal?
Okay, very good. You guys are really observant. So the tiger actually is the carrier of Parvati. Can you imagine when she wants to go somewhere, she goes on the tiger. Tigers are strong, right?
Yeah.
Can you imagine how strong she is? she rides on the tiger. And this is a bull. His name is Nandi. And that's Lord Shiva's carrier. Okay. Actually, do you want to hear a story?
Yeah.
Go on, what's your question? Oh yes, he plays the drum. He loves to play the drum. Yeah, he's very expert at that. Yes.
What's on the cow's head?
That's it. That's the horn, right? Is that what you mean?
No, the red thing. No, it's red thing.
Oh, it says decorated. Cows decorated. Especially when you go to India, you see so many cows. Yeah, they're decorated so amazingly. Yes.
Why is there a tiger in the last picture?
That's the carrier of Parvati. When she wants to go somewhere, she sits on the tiger. It's her pet. More than a pet. More than a pet. Like a taxi, yeah.
Why is it handsome?
That's one of the ways that devotees decorate the cow. They put colors on their hand and everything. Yes.
Why is there like a white short and a thin
Oh, this?
yeah, the one.
That's the half moon.
Oh.
Half moon. He's recognized in many ways, Shiva. He's got a snake around his neck. That's right. He's got a snake to a half moon. He's got a third eye. He's really a unique personality. Go on. Ganga, and Ganga is flowing onto his hair when she wants to come to this world. Thank you. Yeah. Yes.
You know how Krishna has 9,000 cows?
900,000.
But does he have a favorite?
He does. Her name is Surabhi. But if you ask him, do you have a favorite? He'll say yes. And you ask him which one? He says, all of them. But this one's very, very special now, Surabhi. And her milk is really thick when it comes up. And it's very fragrant. Yes.
Is Surabhi the one that's in the photo?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's the peacock feather on the cow's head as well. And he decorates her. He loves the cows. Okay, let me tell you a story. There's a festival coming up very soon. Does anybody know that festival? Yes. Holy, very good. Excellent. So I think I'm coming to do the assembly anyway, but let's get the story now. So Holi, there's a very good reason why we celebrate Holi. There was a king who ruled the world actually, long time. And he was very powerful. He had been granted many wishes because he wanted to become immortal, never to die. But that's not possible. Everybody has to leave the body at some point. Anyway, he got all these different wishes granted to him, that he couldn't be killed in the day or night, land or water, by any weapon. He couldn't be killed by any human. So many wishes had been granted to him. He was thinking, I am God. And everybody should worship me because I am God. And everybody did because they were so scared of him. But he had a boy called Prahlad. Anybody heard this story?
Yeah, you got some. Yeah.
Last year. You got good memories or what?
That was, I don't remember. Do you know? So that's yeah, I
Yes. So what happened was the boy, he knew that his father was not God, even though he was tiny. He understood that God was, you would know him as Christ or Allah, Hindus know him as Krishna, Vishnu, same God. So he would tell his father, dear father, you're not God. You're a servant of God, like I am a servant. And the father really would get angry with the boy. So angry, he eventually wanted to harm his own son. He would get the soldiers to beat the boy. But the boy was always remembering God. He didn't even realize that they were trying to harm him. He was just thinking they want to play with me. But because he was always thinking of God, he would never get harmed. He would always be protecting him. There'd be a shield around him to protect him at all times. They put him in a pit of snakes, but the snakes did not bite him. They tried to get him trampled by elephants, the elephants didn't step on him. They threw him off a cliff, but at the bottom of the cliff was waiting Vishnu to catch them all. And he would always be remembering God by singing a song, a very special song. And it goes like this. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Let's try that one word at Om. You can repeat. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And that song basically says to God, I remember you, I respect you, I love you. So he was always remembering God like that. Anyway, one day his auntie, her name is Holika. She also was not a nice person. And she also was very powerful. She had been granted a wish that fire would not harm her. Now, we don't mess about with fire because fire is very dangerous. So anyway, she said to the king, you want to harm your son, why don't you bring a bonfire? I will sit in that bonfire and I won't get burnt because I'm immune to fire. And I will invite your son, my nephew, to sit on my lap. And the fire will burn him. So they made this bonfire. Holika sat in it, Prahlad sat in it. And he didn't even realize that he was just thinking, this is my auntie calling me to sit on her lap. So he happily went and sat on her lap. But he was always thinking of God. So then the fire, as it was started raging, it actually started burning Holika's body. And she cried out to the person who granted that wish to her. His name is Lord Brahma, who's like the secondary creator of this. And she cried out to Brahma, your wish is untrue. I am getting burnt by this fire. What's going on? So he actually came at that time and he said to Holika, it is not that my wish is untrue. My wish is true. But you're trying to harm a wonderful child. And therefore, my wish will backfire and it will burn you but protect the body. So that's exactly what happened. The fire burned Holika. And the boy was, as always, protected. So this Holi celebration is named after Holika. And it is to show that good always wins over evil. And during Holi, we also make a bonfire. But the enemy is not outside of us. The enemy is within us. Our bad habits, bad attitude. Then we pray to the Lord, please, in this fire, I am throwing away my bad habits. please give me some good habits. Give me some good qualities so I can improve myself and become better and better. That's one of the reasons why I said it. Another thing that happens on Holi is, what is it a festival of? Festival of color. Color. So we call colorization. And that tradition was started by Krishna 5,000 years ago. Because he was always playful, he started throwing colors at others on Holi. And they would throw it back at him. So from that time on, every time Holi comes, we throw colors at each other. In fact, we also mix colors and waters together. We put it on squirters like this. And we squirt. We're lucky. We just ran out of water. No, actually, we're not allowed to do this. Otherwise, I will not be allowed back in the temple. That's right. But when I come and do the Holy Assembly, I won't be there like that. Because they won't allow me to school again. So when I do the Holy Assembly and you're there, I love it if one of you or two of you would like to volunteer and tell a story. I'd be really happy if you want to do that. Okay? So maybe if that's appropriate, I'm happy for them to come up and maybe share some parts of it. If you want to, okay? Any questions? Yes.
Why does the one with the staff, why does he have a staff?
Why does he carry that trident?
Yeah.
Trident. Again, that's his. Yeah, that's his weapon. It's his favorite weapon. He uses that. He has many of them. Yeah. That's his favorite. And he doesn't necessarily use that against anyone, but he just carries it as this symbol. Oh, let me finish the story. Let me finish the story. Just 1 second. So, the father was really getting upset with the boy, right? And he called him into the palace and he said to him, the whole world is scared of me, except you. And you're a 5-year-old boy. Where do you get your strength? The father wanted to know, how can a 5-year-old boy resist, or argue with me? So the boy is so intelligent. He replied to his father, the source of my strength is also the source of your strength. And that strength comes from God. Everybody's strength comes from God. So the father was really getting upset. Where is this God of yours? I can't see him. So often people will argue like this. There is no God because I can't see him. Anyway, the boy, he was so intelligent. He said, my dear father, don't you know God is everywhere? Everywhere? Father shouted back, I'm going to prove you wrong.
Oh.
So he went to a pillar in the palace, big pillar. Imagine this is a big pillar. And he questioned the boy, is your God in this pillar? You say he's everywhere. Is he in this pillar? And the boy said, yes. He was very innocent and sincere. He said, yes, God is everywhere, in that pillar as well. I'm going to prove you wrong. I'll smash the pillar and show you God is not in that pillar. So he got a sword. He went to smash the pillar. As he hit the pillar, something extraordinary came. Does anybody know who came out of the pillar? Yes, go on. Yes. Does anybody know what form of God came out of the pillar? This is a tough question, okay? Go on then. Tough question. Yes. Yes. He was half man, half lion. A terrific form, never seen before. A form of God, an incarnation of God. He's known as Nrsimha, half man, half lion. Huge form came out of the pillar. And it's a terrific form. I'll show you the picture when I come in the school. And the king at that time, he was amazed. He looked at the form of God and he was thinking, my son is so right. God is everywhere. He came out of the pillar. But then he started to fight with him. Then the Lord defeated him and sat on the throne of the king. And then he called the boy. And the boy was not scared at all because he knew this is God. And after a few years, that boy was made a king. And he ruled the world with a lot of peace and happiness and love. So a 5-year-old boy changed the whole world from a world of hatred and war and violence to a world of peace and happiness. So we can do amazing things in our life. We can change the world to make it a much, much better place to live. And we have to become that change. We become better and better, nicer and nicer, more and more intelligent. That way we can make a big difference to the world around us. Is it possible? I like, yes. And maybe I can show you. Okay. So they take lunch 12:30, right? I got a big telling off by one of your children. Yeah, he gave me a real telling off. Lunch is at 12:30. What are you doing? You're still talking. I gave him a piece of fruit. He still didn't accept it. But actually, he was such a good boy. At the end, from his lunch pad, he gave me a fruit and he said, "This is for them." Wow, amazing boy. So, any more questions before we go to the next bit? Yes.
I'm not giving you food.
No, I'm going to give you one. Thank you, but I accept that. Thank you. Oh, I see. I'll give it to you. Give it back to me. I like that. Yeah, I like that. But you have it. Yes.
I can spray the water.
You wouldn't be so jolly after a while because it's quite tough, you know. Whew. You have to really have a playful mind to do that. Yes.
Why is that?
Ah, yeah, we watch EastEnders when you guys go. That's to show some religious programs, or somebody sometimes has a PowerPoint presentation to show, so we use that television to do that. Yes.
How did Hinduism start?
Okay, good question. How? And okay, how? That's a good question. How? I tell you when. Probably easier. Some people think it was started 5,000 years ago, when Krishna spoke this about to Arjuna. And in this Bhagavad Gita is a lot of knowledge about Hindus, how Hindus live, what they do. But actually, in this book, the Lord explains to Arjuna that he gave this knowledge to the sun god, Vivasva, right at the beginning of time. That's roughly 156 trillion years ago. Roughly. So it's a long time. Now, how Hinduism started? See, Hinduism is actually called Sanatana Dharma. It's a little bit different name. And Sanatana means eternal, Dharma means religion. So it's an eternal way of life. started from the beginning of time. How one should live one's life in duty, with the duty. You, for example, as a child, your duty is to learn lots and lots. Your duty is to serve your parents. Okay, it's gonna get worse. Your duty is to listen to your teachers. I know you guys, really good children. I know that because I've been coming to your school for so many years. And your school ethos is so good. So, what Hinduism is a way of life, how to live so nicely that we don't hurt anybody, we help others. And we try to remember the Lord as much as possible. Good question. That got me thinking how Hinduism started. Yes.
When did people start? No, when did Krishna get a flute?
Oh, this flute exists in the spiritual world. This flute is there in the spiritual world. Whatever we see in this world is a reflection of what is in the spiritual world. So even in the spiritual world, actually that's what God does. He plays the flute, he dances. That's what God does. He's got nothing else to do. He's enjoying. When he comes here, as Krishna, he also enjoys. Yes.
Oh, why are there like Krishna matches?
That's for some of us oldies to sit on when we are here. Yeah, who hasn't asked a question? Like, yes.
How old is Krishna?
Oh, not too old, about nearly 2 years. No, year and a half.
2 years.
Yeah, year and a half. It's very new temple. So we're very fortunate, very, very fortunate. And I feel very fortunate today because if this temple wasn't here, you wouldn't have come. So I'm so grateful for all of you to make this wonderful temple to come. It was alive, isn't it? Like on Monday, it felt alive. But this temple is so wonderful. Every time I come, I think, wow. Mind you, don't come down. Yes. Oh, your name is Arjun. That's a nice name. Yes. You know, there's something called laughing yoga. Actually, not your center. You need to laugh. Let's have a laugh. It's good. It's actually supposed to be very therapeutic. It's very, very good for you. Good for the soul, good for the body. And it gets rid of a lot of stress. But let's have a good laugh. Okay. Let's also sing 2 words at a time. 2 words at a time, okay? When the ceremony is taking place, sometimes this song is sung. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Very nice voices you guys have. Let's sing a little loud, a little faster. I'll play the cymbals. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That's good actually. You can do a little bit of dancing, side to side. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. You can all even jump up and down. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Don't say that again. Any more questions? Yes, good. Yes, you can. Yes. Sorry? What's the meaning of parade? Sorry? Well, what is the meaning of parade? Is that what you asked? Ah, okay. Actually, I'll tell you a little bit more detail when I come, but this Hare Krishna song, basically we're saying to God, you do so much for me, I would like to do something for you. It's a request to God, let me do something for you. Krishna means very attractive, very beautiful. Ram means God was always happy. And in this world, we can't always be happy. But when we connect with God, we can also tap into his happiness. And Hare refers to the female aspect of God. In Hinduism, God is not just male, God is female as well. And her body color is a beautiful golden color. And good news for the ladies in this room, she is more powerful than he is. So, gentlemen, get used to it from a young age. And I'm telling you from experience, because the boss is there. So, any more questions? Yes.
Yeah.
No. And I said to your classmates on Monday, lunch is cancelled. And actually, today, you will be happy to know that it is a fasting day. That's correct. No food, no fruit, no water. Yesterday, I went to a school. Where were they? They were in Coulsdon. Maybe about 180 children. And I was winding them up like this. And I've never heard children scream so much in my life. Phew, they were terrible. Oh, I'll do that when I come to your school. Okay. No, yeah, okay. See, one of his names is Ram. Ram means God is always there. But we can't always be happy in this world. Because although today you're not in school, tomorrow you're back in school. You've got homework to do. Sleep in harness all day. We can't eat pizza every day. You can't play Game Boy all day long. You have to do chores. After you finish here, you're gonna have to clean the whole temple. It only gets worse. After you've grown up, you have to get a job. That's right. Because you have a mortgage to pay. And little kids to feed. I think at that point, that school just erupted. Okay. I tell you what, I really need to show you something. You know this how this boy changed the whole world.
Yeah.
I want to show you something.
Okay.
Wait, can I do this with the other shots? I did that one. This is such an important exercise. If you do it properly, you will gain a lot out of it. You see this symbol here, Om. See in the middle? That's also a name of God. And we use that name to meditate. So, if you sit cross-legged, and you can put your index finger and thumb together, resting on your knees, and then breathe in. Breathe in from your nose, and breathe out from your mouth. Try to do this properly, you will really get a lot of benefit. In fact, we don't even breathe properly. We hardly use our lungs, hardly. So now and then, just take a very deep breath. And then take it out. We're doing nicely. Don't mess about. This time, breathe in, close your eyes and breathe out. Breathe in, and breathe out. Just focus on the breath. Breathe in, breathe out. For those who are doing it properly, do you notice anything?
Yeah.
What? You notice? Lunch. I think the school should introduce a fasting day. Anyway, okay, let's not lose the focus. This time, when you're breathing out, you can breathe out saying the word Om. Okay, like this. Breathe in. Nicely, don't just use one breath. And if you do it nicely, the person next to you will do it nicely. And this is such an important exercise. Do it properly. No, do it properly. Now, stop now. Stop. I promise you, if you do this properly, there won't be a more important lesson than this for your whole life. But if you do it properly, if you don't, you'll miss out. Okay. And I really like all of this. I really want you to get the benefit of this. Yeah. We're going to do it 5 times, but I want you to watch your mind. Your mind will go somewhere, and I know where it will go, lunch. But you bring it back to the sound. Try to just focus on the sound. Try to keep the mind away from anything except the sound. Yeah, but do it properly and do it nicely. Wait. I'll tell you when we start. Wait. You guys are not going to do it properly. Your other classes did it really nicely. Are they better than you?
No, no.
Prove it. Prove it.
We will prove it.
Okay.
Yeah, we will.
Let's breathe in 5 times. Okay. Watch the mind. Close the eyes. Breathe in. That's it. Don't overdo it. No. No, 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 no. If you can't do it properly, I won't bother teaching you this time.
Yeah. Isn't that being rude?
Let's try it again. And do it properly. If you want to benefit. Okay, breathe in. Oh. Remember to focus on the sound. Breathe in. Three. Breathe in. 4. Breathe in. 5. Breathe in. Okay, good. That was better. So, whose mind was able to stay on the sound? Honestly. Whose mind went somewhere? Whose mind went somewhere?
No.
Did you bring it back? Did you bring it back to the sound? Okay, stay. Yeah. Whose mind went and they didn't come back at all? Stayed out. Where did he go? To where? A weird place. Where did yours go? To the forest. My goodness. So, this, if you were able to keep your mind focused on the sound, that's a good sign. That perhaps means your mind is your friend. But if your mind went somewhere else and you didn't bring it back, perhaps your mind is not your best friend. And I'll give you an example. Say tomorrow your teacher tells you you have an exam to do, you should study tonight. You go home, the television is on, your brother and sister watching the television. You decide, I'm not going to study. I know it anyway. I'm going to watch television, enjoy myself. That means maybe your mind is not your best friend. But if you can tell your mind, no, you know what, today I'm not going to watch television. I am going to study instead, because that's what the teacher advised me. That means your mind is under your control. And if your mind is under your control, if your mind is your friend, you can achieve anything you want in this world. You will achieve anything you want because your mind is under your control. Otherwise, the mind can give so many distractions, take you away from what you should be doing. So while you're young, at this age, try to learn to control your mind. If your mind wants to do something, you know it's not good for you. Your intelligence is higher than the mind. You know it's not good. You can say to the mind, no, I'm not going to do it. Control your mind. If you can. Try it. Yes.
What's that brown building over there?
What's it plant?
The big brown building. Oh, that's the new temple.
Oh, yes. That's the temple that's just been built in a city called Ayodhya, India, where they have the deity of Ram.
The birthplace of the
Any more questions? Yes.
And what is the thing next to the blue dot, right?
That's a lamp. So we put a lot of oil in it or ghee, and then we light it. It stays light for hours. Yes.
Why is there an actual item?
Oh, because in this cupboard we probably have some microphones.
Like you were using right now.
That's right. Yes.
How many minutes is the lunch time?
Yes. Lunch is cancelled. No, it's not. Yes, you have a question? You got a handout?
What the what it's like if I got peacock feathers.
Oh, yes. This is a really interesting deity. Sometimes when God comes to this world, he comes as a fully grown person. Sometimes he comes a baby and he grows into a 16-year-old boy. So as Krishna, he came as a baby and he grew slowly over the years, like we grow. But he grew into a very naughty child. And here, if you see, he's got his hand in a butter pot, because he loved butter, he's eating. He's famously known as Makhan Chor, butter thief. Does God need to steal? Does God need to steal? No. But he actually steals the hearts of the people he's around. That's what he does. He's stolen their hearts. So this is a very famous deity. A lot of Hindus worship this deity. Anything else? Anything else I should cover? Yes.
What is that one next to the flower one?
Oh, this one. This one's a small version of Hanuman. Have you seen this one? Very interesting. I'm not sure who brought it. Anything else I should cover?
That's been quite comprehensive.
How about the adults? Any questions? When's lunch?
Well, if we have any more questions, we can ask you when you come and visit us in the same business. We might discuss them.
So what are you planning now? We have lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about right time. And then what time will you?
I think we're aiming for 13. Yeah, because the Germans need to leave by about 10 o'clock. Yeah, I think so.
So you leave here.
10 past 1.
10 past 1.
Yeah.
Perfect.
We need to put our shoes on and
So I might be on my way out, but Jay will be here. So what we could do is maybe we could do a little bit of, you can stand up, because you've seen a long time again. We can do a bit of dancing. Okay. Somebody wanted to sing again in the dance again, so let's do it. Now. You okay? Yeah, did we sing again anyway? Okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. One more time in your time as well. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you so much for coming all this way. Did you enjoy the visitor temple?
Yeah.
Anybody didn't enjoy because of the no lunch?
Yeah.
Okay, you can have lunch now then. Only. You take instructions for your teachers.